there.
Hey everyone.
Hey.
So we are making a video series about our ClickFunnels One Funnel Away Challenge. We are actually, we're already a week in. And so we're going to kind of back up a little bit and take you through the first week. But we decided this was something we wanted to do, and rather than just say, screw it, because we're already a week in and not do it, we decided to kind of do it imperfectly anyway, because it's something that we think that needs to be documented. So
we're just going to throw it out there. You guys can figure it out from there.
Exactly. And there's going to be a whole other video that's going to come that we're going to kind of explain how we got to this point, kind of our story, our background. But this is just going to be a video that's part of just the actual process and kind of the nuts and bolts. So
what the hell we're doing on a day-to-day basis.
Exactly.
Or weekend, because we have homework.
And we're in Australia right now, so our classes are released kind of Monday through Friday thing, but since we're already in the future, that's when the air said that international date line, we actually are doing things, we're ahead, so we're working behind, if that makes sense.
We're having to get up at odd times.
Right.
But that's dedication, and that's what we'll do.
And that's what we're going to do. So the challenge is made up of every day we get an email that there are tasks. There's a couple videos for us to watch. There's homework and there's tasks in order for us to build our funnel. And then there's also a live teaching course with one of the funnel builders, Stephen Larson, who actually was a funnel builder, the number one funnel builder for ClickFunnels for several years, and has built over 500 funnels and has coached 1,800 people through this process. And that was one of the things that brought us in. Like, hey, if you can teach somebody to do it, then we can take ourselves, shut up, put ourselves in a box, and just listen. And that's kind of what this whole video series is about, is us walking through the steps and putting ourselves aside and just doing the steps and seeing where we're at the end of 30 days. Because they make a promise. You know, they say, hey, look, if you shut up and you listen to us, literally he does.
Literally
Stephen,
shut up. Yeah,
Stephen, he does.
He's a really great teacher. Really gets right to the nuts and bolts of things and tells you, he puts you in your place, which is fantastic, because we as business people, we like to overthink things and go about 10 steps ahead of what he's trying to teach you, and he redirects you and puts you here. No, don't think of this. Think of this. Don't even think of this. Think of this. Which for us, even as many years as we've been in businesses, definitely something that we need to be reminded of.
Yeah, because this whole thing is it's a paradigm shift, really. It's doing things completely different than we've ever done them before. Because, well, let's be honest, we haven't been as successful, traditionally successful, doing things the way that they've been done before. And the whole thing about ClickFunnels is it's kind of on the cutting edge, and it's new, and it's doing things a little bit different, and they're getting results, which is what we saw. They're like, oh man, they're getting results. Maybe we should like,
let's pay attention.
Yeah. So the whole thing about the One Funnel Away Challenge, it was 30-day challenges. Their tagline is, you're only one funnel away. You're only one funnel away from whatever. A funnel away from $1 million, a funnel away from success, a funnel away from that extra $500 a month, whatever it is. You're only one funnel away from your deals. And so they said, okay, look, if you sign up and you can put yourself in a box, you can shut up and you can listen for 30 days. We're going to walk you through step by step by step. Just listen to us, do what we say when we tell you to do it, and get it done. And at the end of 30 days, you're going to have this amazing thing that you're going to be able to turn on, and you're going to be able to start to make money.
Generate money with.
Now, caveat to that, they did not say it's going to turn it on and it's going to make you millions overnight. We understand they keep telling you that there's a learning process, that you need to adjust, and you need to study and analyze how you're doing and what you're doing and what's effective, and make changes. But at the end of 30 days, if you do what they say, you are going to have a funnel that you can turn on, and it's going to be there, and it's going to they teach you all the ins and outs of, how to basic real marketing, which is why we went with ClickFunnels. There are other funnel programs out there, and people will be like, oh, get this one, it's cheaper, blah, 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 blah. Cheaper is not necessarily the better thing. And one of the things we've learned through this course is the value that we get being a part of ClickFunnels is absolutely unmatched. So if somebody's trying to tell you that you can go to another funnel thing, have fun with that. Do what you need to do. But we're doing this. We're not afraid. We've never been afraid to invest in ourselves, spend money, and do this thing. And we'll kind of get into all the nuts and bolts in that. But I just wanted, we're going to play catch up right now, right? So this video is going to be a little bit longer than the other ones because we're going to try and do this on a daily basis. It may not be always both of us. It may be me at 4 o'clock in the morning, just kind of like, okay, this is my epiphany. This is what we had to do and get done. But know that we are both working on this. We're taking a product from one of our current businesses. We're in a network marketing business. We're in Rodan and Fields. Amy's a consultant. Is that right? Is that right? The right
Yes,
term?
consultant.
A consultant,
yes.
right? That's the formal term.
25% off is what was the catch with me on that one.
Right. So we originally just got involved because Amy loves the products, and as a consultant, she'd get the highest discount and free shipping and all that fun stuff. But we decided to take those products because they're really good products and put those into the funnel. Now the whole idea of this funnel is to create an offer around a product. We're not going to sell a product. We make an offer around a product. They talk about in week 1, which is we got this really great graphic. Oh yeah, it's going to be backwards. Yeah, you can't really see through it, so it's going to be backwards. Never mind.
We'll include the PDF.
Yeah. But the very first week, we're just working on our offer. That's all we're working on. We're not worried about the actual funnel, the building of it. As a matter of fact, we haven't even been told to purchase or sign up for ClickFunnels at this point. We've done it. Just because there are things that are inside of it that we wanted access to, but we have not been instructed to actually purchase or sign up for ClickFunnels yet. The whole way that this thing is we're not even there until week 3 when we start building the funnel, and then they're having you sign up. But there's a 2-week free trial, so you can get in and you can do whatever. But this whole first week has been about crafting our offer. And before we ever started to craft our offer, they had us...
Yeah, we had to do research. So we had to take products that we were selling or something similar to what we were selling, go to the internet and either find websites, find ads, find things that similar that caught your eye. Something that's like, why would I, when I'm scrolling through my phone, why am I going to stop and why am I going to click on this? And it's the hook is what they call it. And things that are appealing and then taking note of that. It's like, right. Why is this appealing to me?
So that was like very, very beginning. It's like, okay, why is this attractive? And then they had to get us into the offer. And offer was really weird for us to get our heads around because we're business people and we've sold all kinds of products. As part of a network marketing company, there are products inside that network marketing company. There are, that we're selling along with distributors all over the world. We've had our own businesses where we've sold individual products and things like that. But the thing they're trying to get our heads wrapped around in this challenge is that we do not sell products. We don't sell products. Everybody sells products, and it's a losing battle because if I'm selling a product and you're selling a product and they're exactly the same, how are we going to compete for customers? Well, 9 times out of 10, what's going to happen is we're going to be like, I'm going to do it for this price. No, I'm going to do it for this price. I'm going to do it for this price. And selling a product is a race to the bottom. Like, who can sell it for the least amount of price? Think about yourself when you go to buy something and you go on Amazon or eBay or something and you're like going, and you're looking at on Amazon of like, oh, I've got 4 pens here and 3 pens here. You're like, well, they're the same. Which one's cheaper? Click, buy it. Okay, so nobody wins on a race to the bottom. So what this has done is it's turned it around and go, well, like, what if you could sell the same thing for higher, be the highest price? Well, that's stupid. Why, if I could buy a cell phone for $500, why would I pay $1,000 for it? There's an offer around it, and that's what we've been learning to do. They have us take a look at what are the other things that you can add to a product to make it an offer. So you've got X product, and you're going to add this, and this to increase the value of this thing so that you can charge more for it and make more money. So instead of being the least expensive, we may be the most expensive, but we are providing more value than anything else. So we learned how to do that. We learned how to basically we added value to. We had an exercise where we just literally looked around the place and went, okay, this thing, this book, this thing. I had a microphone. It's like, okay, I'm making an offer around this microphone, and they had us kind of walk through that whole process. And then, like Amy said, we hacked other people that were selling things and looked at their offers and what they're adding to. And if you don't understand what I'm saying. But wait, there's more. You get a 10-piece screwdriver set. You get a set of steak knives. And if you order now, you get a second set absolutely free. That's an offer. Yeah. Okay? You understand?
ShamWow. Anyone heard of it?
Exactly. So
Anyone purchased it?
A lot of people. I mean, it's made by the Germans. They make good stuff. So we learned how to make an offer. And so once we got our heads around that, it was like exciting. It's like, oh my gosh, it makes so much sense. And then they had us like, okay, now we want you to rough out your offer, which was one of the other assignments. So we had to take a look at our product, what product we wanted to sell, and we had to build an offer around it. It's like, okay, if we sell this product, what are things that would go along with this product that provide value to the consumer? Well, if they buy this product, they're going to also need this, and they're going to need this. And maybe they want to know how to do this or this. And so we take 5 or 6 things and we bundle them together and we make an offer. And that's kind of what they had us do. And then we had to we had to create some other things to go along with that. So one of the things that you can easily do to add value to your product is you can create things. And you've seen these things before on the internet and maybe not even realized, like a free report, the top 10 secrets of celebrity anti-aging secrets or whatever they are, and it's like, oh, well, that's interesting. I want to know that.
Inquiring minds.
So you click on that. So they've had us. Those are easy things that we can create that add value, and so we've had to think of things like that, digital things that we can have created, and in doing that and putting those things into our offer, well, then you're stuck with the problem like, okay, great, now how do I deliver on those things? And so one of the tasks was, all right, figure it out. You've made an offer and you're offering this report or this video or this ebook or something like that. Now you got to figure out either where you can find one that's been made that you can get copyright rights to, or you have to have it made. And then you have to have artwork that goes along with that, things that you actually can make it more touchy-feely. I mean, if you're giving away a report that's digital, it may not be as, it's like, yeah, you can say it.
It's not sexy, and they really kind of emphasize that's something that it's like going, people are going to be buying, if they're going to be clicking the buy it now button, things need to be sexy. They need to be interesting. They need to pique an interest. They need to
be visual.
They need to be visual. They need to cure a problem. All these different steps that they're going to, this customer is going to want for a reason, and that's the things that we are needing to find.
Okay, all right. So here we are. We're a week in. In the first week, we learned how to. Here, I'm going to go over this backwards that you can't read because it has our thing on it. So we learned how to offer hack, how to look at other offers that are existing, find out what's working, see what elements and things that they're adding to their product in order to create an offer to make value. We learned how to make our own offers, how to add things and identify things that whoever's buying said product, whether it's a flashlight, a blanket, a book, or a microphone, how to identify things that are of value, that are complementary around that product in order to add them to this product to make it into an offer to increase the value. We learned how to sequence our offer. This is one thing that was really super cool. That was basically the psychology of a sale.
Very interesting.
Super interesting. super enlightening. But basically, how we all make all sales are emotional, and how to get past the front section of the brain, or what they call the croc brain, to that like puts up the flags and do all that, and how to get past that, and then get the customer start thinking with their hypothalamus. Is that the right word? It's very, very technical, but to get them to actually get to a point where they're logically thinking through and they're making excuses for themselves of why they need to borrow it. Just a quick example, like somebody buys a Ferrari. You ask them why they bought the Ferrari, And, they may tell you like, oh, well, it gets good gas mileage and it's really reliable, and it's not. But those are the things that they've told themselves because they've already emotionally bought in. And so they're trying to justify in their mind why. But they've already bought in. They bought the car because, well, it's sexy and it makes them look good and it's fast and it's super cool. That's why you buy a car like that. But they can't tell you. They're like going, oh, well, I bought it because it's super fast and it makes me look super cool. Well, that's kind of douchey. Right? Honestly.
Sorry.
But
Ferrari owners.
But that's why they buy it. That's why you buy things, is you buy things emotionally. And if you think you don't buy things emotionally, well, then it's way over your head. So because we all buy things emotionally, everything. We're emotional buyers. So we learned how to sequence our offer to be able to kind of go through those objections and get things done. It was it was amazing. And then we learned how to outsource. One of the things that we've always been really good at.
For the past few businesses, yes, definitely.
Yeah, easily getting on Upworks or Fiverr or things like that, and outsourcing things that we're not capable of, or we are capable of, but
we don't want to spend the time on.
It would just take it would take too much time. See, one of the problems that we realized as entrepreneurs is you get on this track and you're like chugging along, and all of a sudden it's like this thing comes up, and it's like a roadblock, right? Like something that needs to be done. And because we're cheap and we're bootstrapping a lot of the times, we're like going, well, I can learn Photoshop. I mean, people learn it all the time, right? So you're like,
I'll watch a few tutorials.
Right. So you like watch tutorials and you're hitting here, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I'm going down here and I'm learning Photoshop and I'm doing all this stuff. And then, so we call this the loop of procrastination, because by the time you finish it, you come back and now you're back on the track again, and you hit here and now you hit something else. Now it's like, okay, I've learned Photoshop, but now I need to learn how to do bookkeeping. And so you're like, okay, well, I'm going to learn QuickBooks and I'm going to go around down here. When all you need to do, instead of worry about how, is worry about who. Here it's like, oh, I need to learn Photoshop. I can pay someone who knows how to do that.
Yeah.
And you can move forward. And it's like, oh, I need bookkeeping. Oh, I can pay someone to do that. And it may cost you money, but the time that you save rather than going down here and going back is totally worth it. And so we learned how to, and they talk about that, like how to outsource and just get things done. So here we are, we're at the end of week 1 and we have an offer. Oh my gosh, we do. We've got an offer. It's roughed out.
Yep.
It's on paper. We've got everything sequenced, things that we're gonna add to a product to make value. And we've got a graphic artist that's working on taking all of our images of our different things and putting them together so they're in one bundle, so it looks like they all belong together and looks cool. We actually got a PLR, which we didn't even know it was about, a public labeling rights. So you can buy publications that somebody else writes, and they give you full license to do whatever you want with it. You want to edit it, you want to change it, you want to put your name on it, you want to change the title, you want to do whatever, and then you give them money and you can do whatever you want. You can resell it, you can do whatever. So it's super cool. So we got something like that. So we got the graphic artist working on. We've come up with a different name. We've changed the name. We're changing the cover, the artwork. We're gonna do some things inside. So we've got somebody working on that. All that stuff's going on. So now we're heading into week 2. It is currently 7:30 p.m. here in Australia on Monday, which means that it's just barely Monday morning back in the States. And in about 6 hours, I'm going to be getting up for day number 1 of week number 2. And this week we've taken care of our offer, and we're going to be starting on the story. Basically, what we learned very early on is there's 3 parts to building a funnel. There is hook, story, and offer. Hook, story, offer, hook, story, offer. So your hook is what grabs them, what stops somebody from scrolling, what grabs their attention, goes, hey, stop! Look at me! So once you get them, then you have to have a story, right? So you get them because we're as humans, especially in the internet age, we have an attention span of what, isn't it, like 7 seconds or something.
I think that's.
We're slowly becoming goldfish.
Yeah.
So
past them already.
Right. So now we got to have a story. We got to have a story, something that grabs, something that relates, something that like keeps them going, and then drives them to the offer and gets them going there. So, but what's really interesting is those are the 3 things that needed. And when you're scrolling through, and when you're looking at advertising, and when you're looking at things that grab you, that's how you see them. You see them in that order: hook, something grabs your attention. Then it's like, oh, what is this? And
That's
so you
interesting.
look and you're reading the story. It's like, oh, well, that's interesting. I want to learn more. And so I want to learn more. I need to give you my email address. So I give you my email address, and now I learn more. And bam, all of a sudden you've gone through a cycle. They've hooked you. They've given you a story, and they made you an offer, and you have consumed by trading your email address for that offer, and all of a sudden you're in. So it's a natural sequence of things. But what they're having us do is we're doing it backwards. We're putting our offer together first, and then we're going to work on the story, and then we're going to work on the hook absolutely last. And what's been really hard for us as entrepreneurs is that's completely backwards to us.
Yep.
And we catch ourselves trying to think, going, well, how is this going to relate into this and stuff? And we have to like, okay, stop. Just do what they say.
Listen to what they're saying.
Do what they say,
Yeah.
do what they say, do what
Yeah.
they say. So that's what we're doing. So we've got our offer, and we've got it, and we don't really know what to do with it, but we're just trusting in the process. And this week we're going to be working along and developing our story. And then the week after that, we're going to be doing our hook. And then the week after that, we're going to be doing our funnel. And then boom, we're live. We'll see what happens.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. We're going to see what happens. But it's super, super exciting. So hopefully you're here. If you're seeing this for the first time and you're like, I don't even, we're getting notifications. So comment, ask questions, whatever you want. We're going to come back into this, and like I said, we'll be here. Maybe it's daily, maybe it's every other day, but we're going to be here on a pretty regular basis through the rest of this challenge. And then there's going to be another video we're going to kind of put together, like of how we got here, why we signed up for ClickFunnels, and why it makes so much sense for us, how we related, what was the hook that got us, what was the story and the offer.
Right.
We're going to tell you our own thing, and
Yeah.
and it's going to be in there somewhere. But it's kind of an important thing as to why you would listen to us. By the way, I'm Roger.
I'm Amy.
Yeah. And we've been married for 28 years, and we are currently, like I said, in Australia. We're traveling the world.
Not from Australia.
Not from Australia. No, we're from the States.
Yeah.
Traveling the world, but we'll get into that in our story and let you know why
we're in Australia right now.
Why we're in Australia, how we got here, and why in the world are we getting up at 1 o'clock in the morning to do this crazy thing. But anyway, that's our story. That was a recap of week 1. We're getting into week 2, which is story. And we'll see.
See y'all next time.
We'll see where it goes. Stay tuned. Bye.